The following is a fan-made roster. It is not official, nor is it affiliated with Nintendo or Masahiro Sakurai in any way, shape, or form. It was also not made by me. Hey, this is Pizza Dude Man, and this is the roster of TrailMixBlazer. This roster is organized by series, so it's a little more difficult to pick out the new characters. This one adds 2 echoes we haven't seen, Impa and Shadow, and 3 newcomers, Bandana Dee, the Chorus Kids, and Rayman. The bottom row is DLC. Now, the big thing I want to do with this series is incite character discussion, but I still want to talk about the roster as a whole. It makes sense that many rosters would have similar characters, but as we look at more, I'm going to spend less time on characters I've already talked about excessively, or add new tidbits, maybe delve into a person's DLC choices. That said, Impa is a big major Zelda character we have yet to see, so I like the character choice, and since she is a Sheikah, it makes sense that she would be an echo of Sheik. Shadow, in many games, is incredibly similar to Sonic, so I think he also makes a good echo. Plus, we haven't seen his assist trophy yet, so he's a possibility. The first true newcomer here is Bandana Dee. During Smash 4 speculation, I would have said that the Kirby series had many good characters that could be added to Smash, which Kirby Star Allies is now a testament of, but that none of them really stood out above the others. At this point, though, I no longer think that's the case. Bandana Dee is the obvious 4th Kirby character. He has established himself as a series regular and, like any Kirby character, has a full pre-built moveset on top of that. Additionally, the data we have access to suggests that Bandana Dee is the highest requested character in Japan we have yet to see in Smash Bros. One new thing I wanted to bring up about this, however, is that a newer compilation of data has been created to consider international votes combined. Now, keeping in mind that both of these sources are fan-made works with a very large sample size, Bandana Dee is still the 3rd most requested Smash character we haven't seen at the international level, behind Isaac and Banjo-Kazooie. I think Bandana Dee is a great choice. I talked a lot about the Chorus Kids in the second roster critique, but I would love to see a Rhythm Heaven character in Smash. I think it's Nintendo's most referenced series to not have a playable character in Smash Bros. Yet, so like the addition of Villager in Smash 4, I'm hoping to see a Rhythm Heaven character in Smash Ultimate. No matter which character is picked, I don't think the moveset will change drastically. Most Rhythm Heaven characters are stuck in one minigame out of many, so I think they'll attack using whatever method would normally make sense for them, while using additional attacks that reference other aspects of Rhythm Heaven. It is believed that the Chorus Kids were strongly considered for Smash 4, so it's very possible Sakurai will revisit this concept. I would prefer Karate Joe. The last newcomer on the base roster is Rayman. Let me start with this. Rayman is my personal most wanted character for Super Smash Bros. Once Rayman is added to Smash Bros will have every video game hero that defined my childhood. It has Mario, it has Donkey Kong, Link, Street Fighter, Pokemon, Star Fox, Little Mac. All that's missing for me is Rayman. I don't know what it was, but the commercials for Rayman 2 really caught my eye as a kid, which was unusual because I was so into Nintendo and what Nintendo made at the time. But I love The Great Escape, and I immediately got Rayman 3 Hoodlum Havoc when it was released on GameCube. I even got to play the original Rayman through Rayman Advance. I eagerly awaited Rayman 4, but it never happened. I watched as the Rayman series was taken over and turned into something completely different. But then, Ubisoft released Rayman Origins, and then they followed it up with Rayman Legends. These games are amazing and brought back my love for Rayman in full force. They even reference these games in Smash 4 as trophies, and this is such a tease! Come on, I want to finally see Rayman in Smash Brothers! I still see Rayman as the poster child of Ubisoft. He has plenty of abilities to work with given that he's the star of his own series, and Nintendo and Ubisoft have been collaborating a lot. Plus, it feels like he's so close. I've seen rosters with Rabbids on them instead, and I wouldn't mind, but Rayman would just make me so happy. Ultimately, this roster has reasonable picks that I really like, although I think it's the smallest number of unrevealed characters I've seen on a fan-made roster. I know this one is supposed to be a true prediction roster, and it's always a good mindset to undershoot on those, but I'm fairly confident we would at least get a new Pokemon in addition to something like this. The Pokemon Company always pushes for something new, and there's so many good Pokemon characters. That said, this roster adds Decidueye as DLC. I haven't talked specifically about Decidueye in a while, but it's my favorite Sun Moon Pokemon. I tend to gravitate towards the grass starters as it is, and Decidueye has my favorite design of the generation. Plus, I think he'd be fantastic in Super Smash Bros. As a more dedicated archery-based character, a fully evolved grass type which we've never seen, and a ghost type on top of all that, giving itself an incredible repertoire of moves and attacks to pull from. It was on my personal roster from 2016, as well as my pre-E3 roster, and the only reason that's changed is because, out of all the leaks out there, I believe Virgabins are the most credible. Trail also wanted me to mention that Decidueye is possibly a placeholder for a popular 8th gen Pokemon, under the conditions of Smash releasing DLC within the time frame that Pokemon Generation 8 is released. Since 8th gen has already pretty much been confirmed, I could see the Smash team and the Pokemon Company taking this route. A few people were questioning why so many base rosters don't include characters like Springman and Rex and Pyra, and the answer to that is, based on the information we have available, specifically dates, it looks like Smash Ultimate's development began before character designs were finished for both ARMS and Xenoblade Chronicles 2, unlike Pokemon Sun and Moon, where they would have at least had concept art to base designs off of. That means it's very likely these characters would have to be DLC. But hey, maybe Sakurai will surprise us, who knows? I think both Springman and Rex and Pyra are great character choices, and they're also both personal picks of mine. Please add Springman. Crash might be in a similar-ish boat. He isn't a newer character, and Crash games have been on Nintendo before, but he wasn't as highly requested as he is now with the Crash Insane trilogy, which only released recently on Nintendo Switch. Like Rayman, he's a character that has had enough to offer as a series main character, and seeing Crash in Smash would be novel. He was considered the mascot of PlayStation back in the day and a rival to Mario and Sonic. Seeing all three in Smash Bros. Together would be stunning. I think this is a great DLC pick. As for Sora, he is, well, kind of a dream pick in my opinion. I don't think I have the time right now to go into full detail, but long story short, Sora really is fully owned by Disney, not by Square Enix, meaning that the Smash team would have to bargain with Disney. I'm not calling this an impossibility, but it would be the Smash team's first time collaborating with a company bigger than Nintendo. The implications of that are tricky. I like Sora as a standalone choice, but I think I'd need a video dedicated to this specific topic to go over everything. I'm pretty sure I'm out of time, so thank you TrailMixBlazer for sharing your roster with us, and thanks to all of you for watching. I have over 60 requests for roster critiques at this point, so there's really no way I'll get to them all. But if you still want to make your own roster and just aren't sure how, you can use the Roster Builder website. It was made by Connor Rentz, who's a really cool dude, so I'll leave a link in the description. Otherwise, pick your favorite art program. I myself used GIMP. Bye!